A mercenary on guard duty noticed something eerie. All the lifeboats hanging on the ship suddenly broke into 2 pieces. Before he could react, he felt a chill. In the next second, his body was torn into pieces by something unknown. Seeing that the freighter was about to lose control, he struggled to run, but a piece of the ship's debris fell down. As the ship slowly passed by, these invisible thin lines on the river surface, a silent killing was still continuing. At this time, the captain finally sensed something was wrong, but when he looked out of the cabin, he was horrified to find that all the crew on the deck were already dead. He was stunned by the scene in front of him, unaware that danger was also approaching quietly. In a short while, the ship completely passed through the thin lines, and the hull also began to disintegrate one after another. At this moment, it was moving forward entirely by inertia. The moment the hull hit the shore, this behemoth collapsed immediately. It turned out that all the people on this ship were Earth rebels. In order to eliminate them, and at the same time, obtain the hard drive storing Trisoran information on the ship intact, governments around the world assembled military experts, tried various methods, but none worked. At this time, Mark proposed the idea of using flying blades to cut the ship's hull. Don't look at each flying blade is only 1/10 as thick as a hair, but it is very tough, capable of cutting iron like mud. However, the flying blade also has a fatal flaw. If the rebels happen to be sleeping, they may avoid being cut by the flying blade. Therefore, it cannot be carried out at night. It must wait until daytime when the people on the ship, whether walking or squatting, are at a height of more than 50 centimeters. This can ensure a 100% hit rate on the enemy, because this highly lethal weapon resembles the Chinese musical instrument guzheng. This operation is named the guzheng plan. To avoid harming innocent ships, each flying blade is tied with a section of ordinary steel wire, and a heavy steel ball is hung at the end. When other ships pass through here, as long as the steel ball is dropped to the bottom of the river, the flying blade will also sink into the water together. When the last civilian ship sailed out of the river, dozens of flying blades were pulled up together. The guzheng plan officially began. Soon, a huge ship slowly approached the flying blades. It was the target this time, and also the base of the Earth Rebel Organization ETO. The captain's sixth sense detected that there seemed to be danger ahead, but neither through radar nor the naked eye did he find anything abnormal. He chewed a piece of gum, thinking he was too tense, but he didn't know that they had entered the death countdown. The flying blades were silent, and no one noticed the danger. Only the sparks sputtered out when the thick hull steel plates were being cut open. Then the scene at the beginning happened. The rebels on the ship, one after another, were quietly dismembered by the flying blades. Evans, the leader of ETO hiding at the stern, still didn't know all this. The suddenly broken mural caught his attention. Before he could react, his coat was cut into 2 pieces. He looked down, and a neat cut appeared at his waist. That was the mark left by the nanometer flying blade. Knowing that he had no chance of survival, Evans subconsciously wanted to destroy the Trisoran information, but with a little force, he was immediately decapitated. After just a few minutes, the huge ship was completely dismembered, spreading out towards the shore like a stack of plates. This ark that carried the dialogue between humans and Trisorans turned into a graveyard of scrap iron in a moment. This was also the first victory of humans against the Trisoran civilization.